What happens if you're dissatisfied, you're not getting the service that you signed up for, and you really thought, you know what, I was told that I would have, a phone call right away, or what are the protections for someone who's a member?
Well, for all of my members that I have worked with, I first say call me, because then I can at least know that that has happened. It's actually brilliant, because this is a big thing. We have a corporate office. Legal Shield, our corporate office, has the customer service department. So if you are unhappy in any way, we would file a report to corporate, and I could help the member do that. They could do it on their own. They have a card with the member services number on there and an email address that they are able to do that on their own. But I will work with them, and we send in a report, and corporate office will phone the member, will phone the law firm, they will investigate what happened, and they will try to resolve it. So if you're not happy with that lawyer, they will probably find you another lawyer. So they will resolve it as best that they can. And I've had a couple, I'll just tell you a really brief one, because this is something, you can see how it would happen. But I had a brand new member sign up, and he made his first phone call to the law firm. It was something that the lawyer decided he was going to write a letter for him. Great. He hung up from the phone, the member did, and thought, so how am I going to get that letter? I guess it wasn't really, he wasn't 100%, is he going to mail me that letter? Is he going to email me that letter? So I saw the member the next day, and he said, well, I haven't received anything. I'm not quite sure. And I knew that that was probably, okay, they usually email it. I knew that. But so let's just give him to the end of the second day and let me know if you still haven't heard anything. And sure enough, I got the email at 5 o'clock that day and said, no letter, no lawyer, not impressed. Right. I don't know what's going on. So I sent the letter to corporate, or the email to corporate, and I said, this has happened. So Monday morning, this happened to be a Friday, so unfortunately we had to go through the weekend, but Monday morning at 8:30 a.m., corporate office phoned this member. At 8:40, the law firm phoned the member, and at 8:50, the lawyer phoned him again. That letter had been written within a half an hour of the conversation, and it went to his spam account.
Oh my goodness.
So he was, and in the email to me, he said, this company should run for government. They are so efficient.
Oh, wow.
I'm red-faced. I'm so embarrassed that and that, you can see how that would happen, right?
It can, certainly with all the filters.
So corporate is going to jump on it right away and try to solve the problem. And isn't that great to know that you have somebody to go to if there is a problem?
Right. It is good. What about cancellation fees? What happens if you decide I'm moving to another place, I don't want it right now, or you've changed your mind?
This is a great feature. We are not locking anybody in. It's a month-to-month membership. So there is no, you have to be in it for 6 months, you have to be in it for a year. There's nothing like that.
Wow.
It's a month-to-month. So in my initial thing, I worked those 2 months with the lawyer quite extensively, and I paid $52, and I could have canceled at that time. In fact, I chose to change my career and start working with Legal Shield to get the word out, because I was so blown away by that, the service. And then I'm not trapped. I'm not, committed to a year or 2 years, not at all. Month to month.
At this point, honestly, I can't see a downside to this in any way, shape, or form. And we're, looking forward to being able to utilize our services right away. There's a couple of things we'd like to get cleaned up and be able to use them. If you are currently working with a lawyer already on an issue, you're not satisfied with the lawyer, and now you want to go and access the Legal Shield lawyer. What is that? Has that ever happened before, and the transfer of files, and what does that look like for the members?
So typically that would be a conflict. If they're working with a lawyer from another law firm somewhere else, that would be a conflict. So they would have to let go of that lawyer first.
Right.
Write
a letter.
Yeah. I mean, they can get the membership. They can talk to our Legal Shield lawyers for any other issue. Right. But if they're working with that two, they can't have two lawyers working on the same issue. So they would have to let that lawyer go and then start fresh with another lawyer. Transferring of files and stuff, I'm not 100% how they actually do it internally.
Advise on that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Now, there's another benefit, and that is the corporate side, which I'd really like to talk about, is an employee benefit. There's a lot of companies out there, smaller ones, that don't have really large budgets that they can offer all these extra benefits to their employees. But certainly something like this, I mean, people are buying new homes. You need a mortgage, a lawyer for your mortgage, and you certainly want a lawyer to be looking at your mortgage arrangements.
Yeah.
There's many, your wills, all of those things. What can what can be offered at a smaller employer or even a large employer for their employees, and how does that work from a payroll point of view?
I'm glad you asked that because I actually work in that division a lot, and I love it because we can help people even in a better way or not better way, but more economically. From $26 a month, if we have 5 employees that want to enroll in the program, we can offer it for $18.50 an employee.
It's amazing.
So
what employee wouldn't spend $18.50 a month?
It's such a no-brainer, really,
like
when
4
it gets
Starbucks
that.
coffee.
Yeah, really, it is. Well, even $26, I think, is such a deal. So we do. My partner and I, we go to small businesses because we can cater to the small business. Now they can offer a perk to their employee, and from an employer's perspective, you know, when people have everyday life problems at home, family issues, or just customer service stuff, just litigations, anything, neighbors, you know, it doesn't matter what the situation is. They bring it to work with them.
Yes,
you end up telling everybody in the office because you want somebody first to listen to you, but also to help you resolve the issues. So from an employer's perspective, this is a great way. It's one phone call. Get the answers right up front, nip things in the bud, and deal with your issues immediately. So it can really keep absenteeism intact. We
because
can keep
that person
people in
now knows I've made my phone call. I can go back to work. They're going to take care of it for me.
Yeah. So productivity stays and it goes up, and people are not taking sick days or taking time off to have to deal with all these. They're not going across town to go to the lawyers. They actually can just make a phone call and resolve things. So it's really a great benefit for the employee. It's economical. We can serve, like I say, up to 5 employees, or minimally 5 employees. We can go into the thousands. It doesn't really matter the cap on that. The employer can pay a full fringe, so they can choose to pay for the whole thing. They can pay partial. They can choose to pay $10 of it, half of it. It doesn't matter. Or it can be a voluntary benefit, and the employee just pays the whole thing themselves.
Right.
So,
and the minimum is to insure. Now, what happens if they can't get 5? Do they go back to?
Then it would go to the $26.
So either way, it's not a closed door for an employer.
Not at all.
For a solo or maybe 1 or 2 people in an office. That is incredible. I love this. I love what this is all about. It is. I think it's a great business model for following all kinds of services that are out there. I'm thinking of multitudes of services that could certainly use this model. But I love this. It's very, very simple. It's called Legal Shield, and that's legalshield.com. And it's in Canada for 14 years now, successfully.
Yep.
That's excellent. And
Patricia, we can put lapena.legalshield.com to go to my personal website.
Well, I'll make sure that I have that.
Okay.
So probably when you're seeing this, we'll see that it's on the site already. Patricia, thank you so much. This is fantastic. I'm really excited to know that there is a resource that we now don't have to worry about anymore. If there's a problem, we can deal with it, and we don't have to search out an endless nightmare of lawyers that are either not available or not affordable or don't have that customer service focus, which is kind of almost an anomaly when you think of love the lawyers, but lawyers and customer service don't usually walk hand in hand. So this is
not typically.
No. Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen.
Thank you.
And to my home. And
appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. And there's more coming from Unlocking Secrets for Women. Stay tuned.